Heyo everyone, and welcome back to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 Darth Maul Shadow Lord recap. But a few things first and foremost. May the Force be with everyone. Today's May 4th, very special day, Star Wars Day. Also, Burger King dropped their adult kids meal, adult meal, to get your collectible Grogu cups. That's pretty snazzy. I got myself one. Very happy with it. Not a big fan of the cheese tater tot ranch thing. Really didn't care for that. So yeah, those two things. Also, third, the gameplay that you guys are watching. I don't know what demons I was playing against with all this gameplay that you guys are seeing. Every single game I was getting wrecked left and right, slapped around like a little redheaded stepchild. And I'm very glad that I had my game muted half the time, because literally 95% of the gameplay that you guys are seeing behind you or like watching right now, I was screaming 95% of the time trying to get this, because people were just killing me left and right, ganging up on me like 1v4. Like, some of my teammates weren't doing anything, helping me out at all. Anyways, that's besides the point. The main thing we're here for is some Darth Maul recap. You know, the Shadow Lord. And what could I say? What a season finale this was. Yeah, so let's just I'm so excited. I'm lost for words. I feel empty. Things that happened in these two episodes, things that are going to transpire in the future. I cannot wait for season 2. But anyways, chapter 9, Strange Allies. That's what the episode is called. So, we start off with Maul finally meeting up with Drive-In Voss for working with Crimson Dawn and what have you. And basically, he's like, hey, I can help you get off this planet. It looks like you need a little assistance. You help me, I help you. So basically, Drive-In Voss made a deal with Maul, saying that if I help you with safe passage off the planet away from the Imperials, you kill the leader of Crimson Dawn and you place me as the leader of Crimson Dawn. And Maul is just like, well, I really don't have any other options. You know, we're kind of in a little conundrum trying to get off world with these 2 Inquisitors after us, and on top of that, you got the whole Empire looking for us. So Maul was just like, you know what? Let's make this happen. So Maul agrees to kill the leader of Crimson Dawn, so Drive-In Voss can be the leader of Crimson Dawn, aka a little bit of what we've seen in the Han Solo movie. Very excited to see season 2, because that makes me think of the Han Solo movie where you see at the end where Kira, I think it's Kira, meets with Maul after she kills Drive-In Voss. So very excited to see how that plays out in the future in upcoming seasons of Maul. But anyways, so also we pan to Larson and Riley and all of them, and they're trying to just kind of regroup after being kind of like attacked and what have you from the Empire, and you know, Rena trying to cause a distraction to get them out of harm, not really out of harm's way, just kind of just a little escape route so they can kind of regroup. So basically that's what's going on while they're all like kind of regrouping and resting and everything. Devin is kind of going to like having these visions or premonitions per se, but actually Docky, I'm so bad with names. Anyways, Docky was saying that these aren't just visions, you know, these were placed in your head by Maul, so this must mean something. So the group is just like, let's go to this area because Devin was explaining it in these premonition visions type of, you know, these visions that she's seeing, these specific landmarks and everything. And Larson's like, hey, you know, you just said that there's something like some statue or anything like that that's actually close by, so let's just go over there and see if like why Maul is telling you to go here. So they end up doing that, and they actually meet up with Maul, and they're just like, hey, you know, we're all in a sticky situation, you know, we're trying to leave, you're trying to leave, you know, the best thing we honestly should do is kind of work together and team up, and against everyone's better judgment, you know, like, oh, that's kind of our best option to make it out of here alive, per se. So everyone kind of puts their differences aside and kind of works together and tries to get off the planet and put their differences aside and makes the truth so they can to escape alive and what have you. So that happens, and then once they kind of like, all right, we're gonna work together, we're gonna be a team, you know, we're gonna put everything aside. Maul and Larson and Riley and all of them kind of stumble upon like a bunch of stormtroopers and ATST, and also before they ended up like running into the stormtroopers and the ATSTs, they were going through like some kind of like tunnel sewage system, and the Sith Inquisitors were just like, I guess, I don't know, like Force intuition or Force sense or something like that. I don't know. They kind of were like, hey, they're in the tunnel system. So like they were just like, let's go follow them. So they kind of like went through the tunnel system and following all the group and what have you with them. And then that leads to Maul and the group interacting and running into some stormtroopers in the ATST, where Maul just flat out just obliterates the ATST. Just like, what does he do? He like swings his lightsaber and like cuts like a part of his leg, like cuts his leg off, and then he throws his lightsaber and like through like where the cockpit is and everything, and it just explodes. And Darth Maul like does this badass like, yeah, I did that. What you gonna do? You see, this is what happens when you learn the dark side of the Force. You can do stuff like that. And that shit just, it looks freaking awesome. So that happened, and so let me see my little notes. I'm losing my train of thought. There's just like this episode, like there's just so much going on at once. Let's see. So they're in this like the sewage system, and they actually start to realize like the water inside, like whatever the toxic waste is actually like extremely toxic. And Two Boots is like, I'm gonna report this. This is so unsanitary. Fucking Two Boots. Always need a comic relief in it, you know. Always have an R2D2 C3PO slapstick type of deal. So they're trying to figure out a way, because the only way to escape is actually across this like pool, like pond, lake, reservoir of liquid toxic, I don't even know, toxic sludge, if you want to call it that, I don't know. And they realize like if you touch it, you're gonna basically melt, like it's like it'll melt your skin. So they were trying to find a way across this like lake, ravine, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. And they found like these oil skiff things, like almost like that you would see on Mustafar, when like Anakin and Obi-Wan were fighting and Anakin was standing on that little skiff looking thing. It was something kind of like that. So like it wasn't very like sturdy. It was kind of rusted and old, so like it really wasn't sturdy. So they kind of had to like do it two at a time. So Darth Maul's like little droid went over there and found another skiff that was more like suitable and like working in more working condition. So Darth Maul's droid activates it and everything, and Larson and Riley are the first two to get across the chasm thing, and then I believe it was, I forgot the little bounty hunter dude's name. I always forget his stupid name. Anyways, it was him and I believe two boots, and then it started like things started getting a little sticky. While they were starting to cross the chasm thing, Daki actually had like this, like felt this dark presence, and so they're just like, "What's going on?" Daki turns around and like goes to like the entrance to the tunnel system that they just left from, and ignites his lightsaber, and Devin lights her lightsaber, Maul activates his lightsaber, and then next thing you know, the two Sith Inquisitors start sprinting out the tunnel system, and they ensue this epic freaking lightsaber duel. And in the process, this is going on back and forth. You got Maul's men and Imperial soldiers shooting it out with each other on top of Darth Maul, Daki, Devin, and the two Sith Inquisitors all fighting each other. All this, so you got like soldiers shooting at each other. You got Jedi and Sith fighting each other. Like you got like this epic grand, like this small grand scale battle going on, and this got me so upset. Like I generally was like I had to pause this show when this happened. One of the Sith Inquisitors takes his lightsaber and throws it. And I was like, what is he doing? And the Sith Inquisitor ends up destroying Darth Maul's like little droid, so like that just like pisses him off and like enrages him. And basically he just starts getting enraged and just starts going to town on the Sith Inquisitors, and Maul notices there's a handful of stormtroopers around them, kind of like gathering around them and what have you. And just like in Battlefront 2, Darth Maul does a lightsaber throw, cuts at least three or four or more stormtroopers in half. I was like, oh, he did that thing in Battlefront 2. He did his lightsaber swing throw, which was freaking awesome. So that happens, and Maul or Devin was able to escape. So it's just Daki and Maul fighting the Sith Inquisitors. And Maul is actually telling Daki, just bounce, just run, jump, get across, save yourself. And Daki's able to make it over and safely. And then something I've personally never seen Maul do before. He actually like disengages or dislocks his lightsabers, and instead of having to duel like as you see like his normal two-bladed lightsaber, he takes them apart like Ahsoka and Starkiller and starts using both hands like, and he just starts going to town with both of his lightsabers and fighting the Sith Inquisitors. And Maul just does his thing, and then he ends up sprinting and doing this huge leap that he actually makes it across the cavern and everything. And one of the Sith Inquisitors actually throws his lightsaber at him, and Maul like does this dope, like takes his lightsaber and like deflects the Sith Inquisitor's lightsaber because he was trying to like throw it at him while he was jumping across, and Maul just like dodges it like a fucking G. So that happens, Maul and everyone escape, and the Sith Inquisitors just say 4 words. Is it 4 words? Hold on, I wrote it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. Inform him they're heading his way. And I was said, who are they talking to? Who are they about to run into? So they go through trying to just the Sith Inquisitors, and Maul's Mandalorian friend Kent Voss, something Voss. She goes ahead and tries to scouts ahead for them, and she comes running back. Something's out there. I don't know what's out there. Something's out there. In the middle of her like frantically saying like something's out there, she gets thrown to the ground and then pulled into like the wooded area and everything. And the next thing you know, silence, just fog, suspense building. Docky lights his lightsaber. Maul lights his lightsaber. Devin has her lightsaber ignited, and all of a sudden you hear, I said, no fucking way. Through the fucking fog and smoke emerges Darth fucking Vader. How do you fucking like that shit? What a time to be a Star Wars fan. Holy shit. Are we about to see a Darth Maul, Darth Vader fight scene happen, guys? Are we? And that's how we end episode 9. With Darth Vader come through the shadows. Turn the damn page on the story. Chapter 10, The Dark Lord, the final conclusion of this epic 10-part series. So, it goes right into the action. Darth Maul, Vader, Docky, Devin, all fighting Maul, or Darth Vader, and just getting the floor wiped with him. Like, Vader just force pushes. He's attacking all of them one-handed. Like, the way they made Darth Vader look, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, that, like, this has, like, Rogue One was nothing compared to this. Like, you thought Darth Vader was badass in Rogue One. Wait till you see episode 10 of this series. Talk about Darth Vader's a straight fucking menace. Straight menace in this episode. And that happens. And then it cuts to Maul, the Shadow Lord, with an epic rendition of Duel of Fate playing in the background. Like, could this be any better in the intro? And I can't even say the words properly, let alone that this is only like 5 minutes into or not even 5 minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes into the episode. I'm like, oh my goodness. So that happens, all of them are fighting Darth Vader, and then I think it was Maul who like kind of like collapses the roof, or it might have been Vader. I'm pretty sure it was Darth Maul that did that to try to like help everyone escape, but in doing so they ended up getting like split up per se. So it ended up just being Darth Maul versus Darth Vader, and what an epic fight that was. And then it goes to Docky and Devin, I believe, fighting the 2 Sith Inquisitors. And actually, in the process of fighting the 2 Sith Inquisitors, Docky actually force pushes one off the cliff. And that's the last we see of him. I mean, granted, it's the last episode, so I mean, I don't know where he's going to go, or if he survives, or, what happens. But yeah, Daki force pushes one of the Sith Inquisitors off the ledge, and so it goes from Daki and them fighting the Sith Inquisitors, and then it cuts to Larson and the little crime boss guy and Two Boots trying to find the landing pad so they can make their escape with Maul and Drive-In Voss and all of that. And in the process of trying to do all of that, they run into the Empire. Instead of seeing Drive-In Voss's ship, it's an Imperial cruiser, an Imperial transport ship, and they're just like, that's not the right ship. And then a big shootout ensues, and Two Boots and Riley was able to shoot two Imperial soldiers and was able to overtake a little minigun type of deal. And Two Boots was like putting in work and shooting. He was able to shoot down another gun, or he shot down a gunship, and then the other gunship fired at them and kind of injured Two Boots. I honestly thought Two Boots got blown up. I was like, dude, you're about to get blown up, and then he gets shot at, but Riley was right there with him, was able to scoop him up, and was like, all right, let's fucking roll. We need to get the hell out of here. We're getting overran. And let's see. So that happens. Two Boots gets injured. Riley and Two Boots try to escape and try to find their way to the Drive-In Voss's ship. And it pans back to Daki and Devin, or no, not Devin, because Devin's fighting the other Sith Inquisitor. So it's Daki fighting Darth Vader right now, and I hate to say this, but Daki is one with the Force now. Daki did put up a good fight against Darth Vader, but unfortunately, Darth Vader is Darth Vader, and, since, Daki was stuck in his old ways and just kind of never really, it seemed like he never trained after Order 66 happened, and just kind of never honed his skills, and never was like, God forbid, down the line something like this would happen. But, yeah, unfortunately, Darth Vader got the better of Daki and ended up killing Daki in their battle. And Devin actually witness Daki being killed by Darth Vader, which, triggers her to get, really enraged and taps into the dark side and the Force, and actually seriously injures not really seriously injures the one Sith Inquisitor, but cuts his leg, and the Sith Inquisitor kind of scurries away, and then Devin runs after him out of anger and everything, and actually starts encountering Darth Vader. And I honestly thought, dude, Vader's just gonna fucking kill everyone in this, but no. Maul actually saves the day, and Force pulls down the ceiling. Maul loves crushing ceilings for some reason in this series. He takes the ceiling and crushes it between them and Vader and the Sith Inquisitor. And Maul is just like, I know how you feel. I know what you're going through. Let me train you, and together we will have our revenge. And right then, Devin accepts, her master's gone. Everything was taken from me. The order is nothing. The order is gone. Literally, the only one I have left is Darth Maul. So, Devin finally accepts Darth Maul's apprenticeship, or becomes Darth Maul's apprentice, and which I believe she becomes Darth Talon later on in the series. That has to be, I feel like that's what is gonna happen. So yeah, and then that happens, and Driving Voss makes contact with everyone, and everyone was able to escape. But oh, on top of that, for for everyone to like escape safely, Larson actually takes their minigun and like their little Gatling gun and was like shooting all the stormtroopers so they can get away. And Larson gets hit a couple of times, and we just see Larson take his pistol out and just go into the smoke and fall, just shooting at stormtroopers. And we don't know what happens to Larson, so I'm hoping that Larson is still alive. But we don't know. Like everyone escapes on Driven's Voss ship. You know, Riley's upset. He don't know what's going on with his dad. Devin just watched her master just get killed in front of her, and she's just like, all right, well, there's nothing else for me now, so let me submit. And she says that to Darth Maul. I'm right. All right, I'm ready. Let's start this. So that's the end of chapter 10. So I'm very excited. It was a lot to digest, those two last episodes, but I'm very pleased with this series. I'm very excited to see what happens in season 2. Sam Witwer already confirmed that there is going to be a season 2 of Darth Maul. So I'm very excited to see what goes on, like what the future holds, and what, as in like the events from the Han Solo movie, how is that gonna intertwine and tie in with the future of the Maul TV series? So I'm just very upset now. You know, I was always looking forward every Monday now to watch these 2 episodes and make these videos for you guys and everything. So part of me is a little upset because like I have not really nothing to look forward to now. But a part of me is actually very happy because I can't stress enough with me playing Battlefront 2. I don't know these people on Battlefront 2. They're a different breed of people. Anytime I pick up this game, I try to have fun, but as you can see this entire gameplay, you can see me getting killed left and right, and you can see the sweaty people in mass. So I'm upset that I can't make more videos about Darth Maul and what about the show and everything, but a part of me is happy because I don't have to be stressed out with trying to do heroes versus villains and constantly trying to play as Maul and just playing against sweaty people and what have you. But I'm very excited for the future of this TV show. I'm excited to see where they can expand and grow off into, and then also exploring if I am right, if Devin's going to turn into Darth Talon. I'm very excited to see how that plays out in animated form, because I'm pretty sure I don't know too much about Legends, but I don't know if she was in any of like the Knights of the Old Republic games or any of those kind of games like that, or if it was just in Legends novels. But I'm very excited to see what transpires with Devin and her character and what happens later on in Darth Maul and Shadow Lord. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everyone liking and watching my videos and supporting me with these Darth Maul videos. It's been a fun run. I enjoyed myself making these videos and talking about it because I do have a deep passion for Star Wars. I truly love Star Wars. I mean, I'm genuinely still alive today because of Star Wars. You know, people make fun of Star Wars and say, oh, it's just a child's movie, or it's a TV show, or it's cartoons and everything. Well, not to people like myself, you know. When I've had dark times back when I was younger and everything, and I wanted to hurt myself, and I actually did want to end my life and everything, I would watch Star Wars, and it would just kind of just like make me forget all my issues and my problems and what have you. So, like, I really do love Star Wars, and like, I'm getting emotional just saying this and talking about it, but it means a lot to me, and just, I don't know, Star Wars has saved my life, and I wouldn't be the person who I am today without Star Wars. So, yeah, enough being all upset and sour and depressed. We love Star Wars. Happy May 4th. It's Star Wars Day. And don't forget to go to Burger King and get your Mandalorian adult meal and get your collectible cup while they last. Until next time, guys, thank you guys so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends. And as always, may the Force be with you. Thank you, guys.